Okay guys, we got a little bit to cover here. First of all, yes, I have been calling for a crash. I still think that crash is coming, and I do believe that we are topped out right now. I've been calling that 11,700 would be the top. I'm going to show you the TA why I think we're topped out. And remember guys, yes, I'm expecting a major crash to happen, but you have to understand exchanges make a lot of money off of liquidating shorts. So obviously they're going to push the price up to liquidate shorts, and then once longs are stacked, they liquidated the shorts, and now price can crash to liquidate those longs. So I'm going to show you why I think we're topped out. Before we do that, if you look up top, you notice I'm having a weekend special, $225 lifetime access. You get access to all my charts, Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metals, stocks, and my tutorials. If you want to take advantage of that, my website address is opticalartcrypto.com. The link's up top and in the description. Just contact me through the contact form. Tell me you're interested in the special. I'll get you hooked up. You can pay with Bitcoin as well. I'm also giving away 3 of these 2020 American Eagle silver coins. It's 1 ounce, 0.99 silver, brilliant, uncirculated. These have never been touched by the human hands. All you have to do is subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and in the next live stream I will pick the 3 winners using a random comment selector. Also follow me on Twitter. This is the first place I go to make posts. So before we get into the TA, a lot of people have been saying that I'm always bearish and I'm just calling for a crash. That's not true. If you follow me on Twitter and you follow me on YouTube, I'm giving you bullish scenarios as well. If you notice right here, it says, while yes, I'm still bearish on Bitcoin, if we get above 9,190, we'll be breaking through a ring that has been resistant since June 2nd. If we push above that, I think a pump is very likely. And I was showing you this chart. This is the Coinbase BTC 621.20B. You see we got rejected 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and we were at it a 5th time. I said if we push above that, that we would possibly get a pump, because the price would be breaking a resistance level that we could not get above since June 2nd. And take note, this is July 19th. I made this post here. This is that chart. This is the ring we were getting rejected at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. When we finally pushed above it, this is when I made the tweet right here. I said once we break above this blue ring, expect to get a pump. Guys, that was a bullish call. We pumped all the way up. Take note, we topped out right at this ring. That's how accurate these charts are. We hit this ring, we got perfect rejection. If you'll take note, so this is a video I put out. It was a long video. Maybe people didn't watch it all the way through, and I published this on June 24th. Let me just play a little clip of this for you. Guys, while yes, I'm bearish, if we push up, the highest I see us going is around potentially 9,980 right here. This is around 10,000. If we push above that, your resistance will be this line right here. I do not see us going above this point. If we get above this, I will be bullish, because this is a very strong support and resistance level. And again, if I expect to potentially get rejected if we push up here. I'm not expecting us to push this high. If we do, I think we'll reject it, come down. But if we found support here, I would sell at this point, because I do not see us getting above that. Again, if we do, super bullish. So in the video, I was just telling people that yes, while I do expect a crash to come, it is possible we could push up and test 10,000. If we push above that, a likely target is this line. And at the time, if you follow me on Twitter and you keep up to date with my most recent videos, at the time that was 11,700. These are at an upward angle, so the longer price goes on, your target gets higher. So this is the actual chart. Because this trend line, turn this off here. This is the actual chart. Notice we pushed up. We got rejected perfectly at this line. And the reason this line is so important, if you follow it back, you'll notice that we got resistance right here, right here. This was support. Back here it was resistance and support. This was 24th of November 2019. If we follow this same trend line going all the way back, this was resistance, this was support. I mean, this goes all the way back. This is Coinbase, it only goes back so far, but you can see this was support, support, more support, support, became support and resistance. This goes back to 2015 on the Bitstamp chart. This goes back to 2013 that this line has been support and resistance. That's why I'm saying this is such a major resistance and support level to break. That's why I was very confident in the fact if we pushed up, we would get rejected at this point, and you can see we got rejected right here. So that's why I believe we are topped out. Yes, it's possible if we push above this line right here, that is this is very strong resistance. If we push above this, your next target, I promise you, will be up here around 13,700. You know, out here is around 14,000, but I do not see us getting above this point. You have to understand, they're pushing price up to liquidate shorts. Exchanges are making a killing liquidating shorts. Now that longs are stacking, shorts have been liquidated, people, longs are stacking like crazy. Now it's time to liquidate these longs, and this is the point I think is happening right here. That's why I think we're topped out. Right here on, this was what, 19 hours ago, I was making reference to this Bitstamp chart. It's a 321.20A. This line right here, you can see this was resistance, this was support, this was resistance, this was resistance. Notice this point right here saying if we push up, this also goes with that other chart. If we push up, we'd be topped out at 11,700. This is the actual chart. Let me zoom out a bit here. You can see resistance, resistance, support, resistance, resistance. We pushed up, we hit this to the tick and pushed back down. Right here, another chart showing 11,700 is where we would top out. And if you'll notice, every time we cross one of these orange rings, with the exception of this right here, we crossed it, we came down. We crossed it, we came down. So it just makes sense. We're crossing this, we'll be coming down. At least to retrace down to another target. According to this chart, guys, I have different charts with different targets. According to this chart, your next support is around 10,236. Below that is potentially 9,433. This chart here, this is my one-day yellow ring capitulation chart. You can see that, I was telling people, we've been respecting this red ring. This was support, resistance, resistance, support. As soon as we broke it, this is when we had our major crash. So again, price pushed up. Just because price pushes up doesn't mean we can't crash. People are getting all bullish. This was to liquidate shorts. Now they can liquidate longs. Notice we're retracing back down below this ring. This ring is a lot of resistance. So many charts show that this 11,700 where we topped out was very strong resistance. So that's why I believe we're coming back down. And according to this chart, previous resistance will become support. So if we had a drop, right here is 8,800. Out here would be 8,500. We will be respecting this ring as well. This is around 7,381. Again, you can see that this is the ring we bottomed on. This is the same ring. As soon as we broke support of it, we crashed right to this ring. That's what I'm saying. If we have a major crash, your first line of support or ring of support right here would potentially be 5,677 to 6,400. If this breaks, the next ring below is down here. This is all the same fib circle. I'm just giving you possible scenarios. If we are topped out, we are coming back down. If we do get above it, yes, I'm telling you, if we get above it, I promise you, you will get rejected right here at this line. 13,800, maybe 14,000. But I think from this point, it is down from here. We'll have to see how this plays out. So that's that chart. I showed you this. It looks like we're coming down. We're topped out. This chart again, it's a yellow ring capitulation, one-day chart. This is the CME futures chart. All these charts available on my website. You can see that it looks like the gap was filled. We pushed up. I think it was filled. It looks like we just missed it by a little bit, but I guess you could say it's filled. Don't forget we have a gap down here at 9,915 to 9,665. So if we're going to come down and fill this gap, we could come down as low as 9,670. Let's see here. I'm going to show you, if you stay tuned to the end of this video, I'm going to do a time lapse showing you how this chart played out. This is probably one of the most accurate 5-minute swing trading charts I've ever made. This is one of the charts I gave everyone, even if they weren't subscribed to my website, I gave everyone on Twitter access to this live chart to watch it play out. Now if you want to access it, you have to actually subscribe to my charts. But again, I will show you how this chart played out. Just to give you some short-term targets, keep in mind these are at an upward angle. If we continue down, your first support is going to be around 11,448. You have a lot of strong support. You can tell because going back, this has been a lot of strong support right here. So if we come down below that, your next support is 11,361, potentially 11,297. Every single one of these lines will be temporary support. If we push up, you know, this is your next support. This was support and resistance right here. Got topped out at resistance. So if we push up, you know, your resistance right here is 11,565. We push above that, 11,643. Again, I'll show you how this chart played out at the end of this video. Guys, the GDP for the U.S., I mean, this is as bad as the Great Depression, you know, back in 1930 something. I'm not sure the year. But, I mean, look at the GDP. It's down 32.9%. Things are really, really bad. Economy shrank 32.9% rate in the second quarter. The economic shock in April, May, and June was more than 3 times as sharp as the previous record, 10% in 1958, and nearly 4 times the worst quarter during the Great Recession. So, guys, things are really bad right now. This is the unemployment. It's up 14.7% in April. I mean, look at this. This is unemployment. The U.S. unemployment rate dropped 11.1% in June 2020, easing further from the all-time high of 14.7% reached in April and remaining below market expectations of 12.3%. As many people return to the labor market following weeks of coronavirus-induced restrictions, the number of unemployment persons fell by 3.2 million to 17.8 million. While unemployment rose by 4.9 million to 142 million. Guys, things are bad. I understand that the Dow Jones is being propped up. It is totally disconnected from reality, how things are in the U.S. And understand that the U.S., you know, people say, well, what does the U.S. have to do with Bitcoin? Bitcoin's worldwide. Maybe so, but, you know, Tether is pegged to the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar is the world currency, so, you know, depending on what happens, you know, with the U.S. stock market and the U.S. economy is going to have a big impact on what happens with Bitcoin and everything across the globe. But again, you know, pay attention to, you know, the Dow Jones and the S&P, because if this starts tanking, Bitcoin's coming down with it. You know, I do have stock charts. If you've been following me in my last live stream, you know, I told people we were topped out. You can see price has been respecting this orange ring right here. You see we found support on it. We found support again. So we were topped out at this point. I was doing a live stream. I said a good short target would be this line right here. And we hit this line to the tick. This was right here at 1,427. So if we continue down, your first support is potentially going to be, see we found support on this ring right here. So your first support is going to be right here around 1,405. But if we continue down, if you wanted to short Tesla, this is up to you. This is not financial advice, but I expect that we'll continue to ride down this ring. So your next support is going to be this blue line, potentially right here at $1,314. This is the Dow Jones. This has been very accurate. Go back, watch some of my live streams. This was very strong support and resistance. You can see we topped out at this point. We came down. We found support on this line, pushed back up to this major. You can go back and tell, you know, how much support and resistance it is by just pulling these lines back and seeing how long price was respecting this support level right here. And it goes back even further. You see we found support, so that's how I knew that when you come down, this would be support. You would long from this point. This has also been a lot of support and resistance. We got rejected here 3 times, so we could be topped out here. We could be coming back down to test the support level. If we push up, the resistance will be right here. If they decide to push this up, this ring right here is proved to be a lot of resistance. So if they decide to push this up, the highest I see it going is to 27,160. I think it's very possible we're topped out now, just with how bad things are in the economy. But we'll have to see how that plays out. This is a link. You can see how well price is. This is to show you my altcoin charts. You can see how well price has been respecting these lines in this fib channel. This was a lot of resistance right here. This is before we pushed up. This was also support and resistance. You can see that I extend this out. That's why I say always look left at previous lines and previous rings. Take note that we're riding right down this ring right here. Support, resistance, support, and support right here. And we're finding where we've had support and resistance, now we're finding support on this line right here. So if we drop down, your first support level is going to be potentially 7.40647. Your resistance now is around 7.747. We will find support on this ring like we have been. So if we come down and we hit this, this will be your next major support, but you will find support on this ring, potentially right here, 6.6936. But right here is going to be very strong support. this would be potentially 6.5447, and I know that, but going back and seeing how much support and resistance this one line was, you can see this has been a lot of support and resistance. So if you wanted to catch a bounce on Link, this would be the point you would buy in. This is my gold chart. If you've been following my live streams, I told you when we broke up, this was my first target that was hit. You can see this next target I said was 1,949. We hit this to the tick. Then we had a little doji going up and down. So if we push up higher, our next target is $2,012. You can see this fib circle here. You see this blue ring if I get my mouse on it. You can see that this is where we had support. So if we continue up, your next major point to get rejected is right here at $2,012. This is the gold chart. This here is my silver chart. You can see we got topped out at this ring. Again, the fib circles give you larger targets because price respects the fib circles, but we're also respecting the fib channel. You can see that this right here was a lot of resistance. So this would be your next resistance level above 25 cents or $25.27. If we drop down, you can see this has been a lot of support and resistance. So if we drop down, your next target is $23.75. So guys, just remember what I'm saying here. If we push above this point, then I expect us, if we find support, push above this point, then yes, it is very possible we could push up and test around 13,700. Out here would be 14,000. But I do not see us getting above this point. I think we are coming down from here. According to this chart, your next support level is going to be potentially 10,223. This also goes along with some other charts. I would open up all the charts I have and just look at the different charts for different support and resistance levels. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you how that swing trading chart I created, this one right here. I'm going to show you how this played out since I created it. But do remember, guys, I do have a weekend special. If you want to take advantage of that, just contact me through the contact form. It's opticalartcrypto.com. Just in the subject, put you're interested in the special. And do not forget, I am doing a giveaway, 3 of these coins. All you have to do is subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and I will pick the 3 winners in the next live stream. So let's get on. Let me show you this chart, how it played out. And guys, trade safe until the next video.